What's going on, everybody? Nicky Sports Cards from Vander Sports, vandergentware.com, my website. Got my podcast there. I have my shop. I upload some cards periodically throughout the weeks. Check them out. Today, we're here to talk about 3 cards that I picked up a few months ago, and the return that I've gotten since then. Now, keep in mind, we're just talking about the ones that I've gotten returns in. I've also bought some cards where I've lost money, but that's for another video. So the 3 cards that we're going to talk about today are 3 rookie cards, Panini Prism, and basketball. So let's get into it. First, I'm going to start off with Barrett. I picked him up April 3rd for $80 a card. Now, I bought 2 of them. I have a lot of faith in RJ Barrett. I think he's a great player. I'm pretty sure he was a second overall draft pick, and he's got a lot of talent. And I was a little skeptical in the beginning of getting his cards at that price. Picked up these Panini Prism 2019 Gem Mint 10s. Now, I was a little concerned because I thought $80 was a lot. You know, usually, when it's a rookie, even though all the hype around the name and stuff, you never know. They could play good in college, and then once they get into the big leagues, they're playing against these professionals like LeBron James, who's been playing for almost 20 years now. These guys, they have a lot of experience, they have a lot of court time, and they're a little better than college players. Not judging all college players, because to get to the NBA, you got to be NBA material. But it's a totally different ball game once you get on that court. $80 a pop. Now today, when I checked the price this morning, it's around $240 per card. So I pretty much tripled my buy. I bought at 80 and I could sell today at 240. So that's a pretty good investment. Though I wasn't sure. And every day it fluctuates, along with every card, especially Panini Prism. There's so much hype, and the hobby grew so much within the past couple of months. It's almost becoming the stock market in the sense of volatility. It's very unstable, especially the last card that we're going to talk about today. I'll show you just how unstable this card is. It drives me crazy. So we got a net profit of 300% with RJ Barrett. Now the second card, gross profit. Now the second card we're going to talk about is a 2019 Panini Prism Cam Reddish. Another one of my favorite players. He's really good. He's kind of under the radar most of the time. He's not that hyped up in the sense of like the Instagram community, and he's not really spoken about that much. But talent is talent, and his prices aren't going any lower. They keep going up. I bought Cam's card on May 10th for $70. Along with this card too, I was a little worried, but I'm like, $70 for a kid with such talent. I'm like, it's definitely not that bad. The Silver Prism I didn't pick up because I like to do basic base cards when I first get into it, and then as time goes on, I'll gather the funds and then I'll invest it in a silver if I feel like I really should. But for the most part, if you're getting into this also, don't take my advice. I mean, the more money you spend, the more money you'll make naturally with anything. But if you're just getting into it, I would stick with the base in the beginning. But don't take my advice. If you want to get right into the Silver Prisms, I mean, go for it. You make more money with them. So there's really no problem in that. So this card, like I said, I picked up for $70 on May 10th. And today when I checked, there was a bunch of fluctuation with certain people who had them posted. So I could sell it today for about $175. I just took the medium of the 2 highs and lows that I saw. I saw from 150 to 200. I'll do 175, I'm thinking. So That's a 200% gain today, and he's another player I would invest in. Definitely, I would definitely invest in Cam Reddish. Like I said, under the radar, but he's going places, believe me. Last but not least, I assume you know who I'm going to pull out right now. The most hyped player in basketball right now, one of the youngest, one of the heaviest, got one of the highest jumps, especially for his weight, which is crazy. A little concerned about his health and if he could make a 20-year career. I don't know. Then again, he's only 19. Zion Williamson, PSA 10. I picked him up April 1st for $450. I almost didn't buy him because I didn't want to spend that much money. But my brain is always, constantly telling me to do something, and my conscience is saying, don't do it, don't do it. My brain is just jumping on it and saying, do it, do it, do it. I did it. It was a good investment move because today his cards are this card is anywhere from $800 to $900. But a couple days ago, it was selling for $1,030. All of them, all across the board. I go on today, $800 to $900. So you see the volatility in the card market, especially with the hyped players. The hyped players, their values are crazy. So it's very volatile with the hyped players because more people get into it, more 10s are graded because everybody's submitting him. Everyone is submitting him. So the more 10s that get put on the market, the lower the prices go. So I think that's what happened. I think according to some people on Instagram in my audience who I talk to on a daily basis, they've let me know today that they've gotten some submissions back. So this is around the time where a lot of people, after the 3 months of PSA, they get their grades back. These now go on the market. PSA realizes it on the market, prices get lower. So can this be in the future? This card in my hand right now, could this potentially be a $1 million card? It potentially can, but the odds of it now aren't that high. It's not like back in the day, and I'm not even old, but from the PSA population reports, a lot of people weren't doing a lot of grading. So the prices of those cards are insane. A LeBron James rookie card just sold for $1.8 million. That is crazy. Or 1.6. Don't take my word on it. It's either 1.6 or 1.8. I know that for sure. That is insane. That is insane. Before that, the highest realized card was the Mike Trout. I think it sold for like $960,000. Mike Trout rookie. So you see where you can go with these cards. You just need to know the market. You need to know the players. You need to follow up, see how they're doing. And you got to be able to predict a little bit ahead. Not that much. You don't need to be a psychic, but you need to have some type of awareness when it comes to the sport that you collect in and the hobby that follows it. You need to be on top of it in order to make a profit. By me getting into these cards at the times I did, I was able to make double and triple profit. I was able to make my money back plus double or triple that. Now, I don't know about you, but that's better than the stock market. I mean, you name me a stock right now. There is stocks out there. Like you have Tesla, you have all the pharmaceutical stocks that are coming out right now, and a bunch of other stocks. But name me a stock off the top of your head other than Tesla and a few other ones that if you're buying in at $4.50 a share, you're able to sell off at $900. Or if you're buying in at $80 a share, you're able to sell off at $240. I mean, listen, for 2 or 3 months, that's pretty profitable gains right there. So I would advise you guys, even though they've gone up, doubled and tripled, guess what? They're still going to go up. They're not just going to stay here forever. They're going to continue to go up because now that sports is coming back, people are going to start collecting even more than they have been when they were sitting home without sports. People are going to be selling constantly, grading. Prices are going to fluctuate, but they're going to fluctuate on an upward scale, especially as long as these 3 players do good. These cards will continuously go up little by little. The only issue is, is we're in the beginning of their careers. So don't expect insane gains right now. These are long-term investment cards. So if you don't have patience, don't bother buying these. If you're looking to flip them, you could do that. I mean, to flip a $900 card in hopes of major profits, right now it's not that possible. You kind of got in a little late for that. But to purchase this card for a long-term investment, that's a good idea. It's a good idea. I wouldn't really focus on flipping graded cards as much as raw cards. Raw cards, you can make a little more profit. You won't sell them for as much, but you'll definitely make more profit because you could buy the raw card for an extremely lower price than buying the graded card. So that's what I would stick with. All right, guys, so these are my top 3 cards that I made some profit in. Tune in next time when we talk about my 3 cards that I've lost